I think I broke this floor tom. I think I have broken my floor tom. I say floor tom, it's only a rubber pad. Well, welcome to tonight. What do we got here? Shark Drago. Uh-oh, I know, right? It's totally, look at it, it just spins. I don't know if you can tell that. It's just spinning. It's just spinning away there while I do some 6. I say 6, I'm actually doing some 9s with that little tag. We're not working on the 6s or the 9s there. I just thought I'd have a bit of fun, warm up while we get into this. That's really done my, that's thrown me for 6. Oh, well, we're not using it anyways. So obviously we're working on the 4th bar here on page 33. So thanks for checking in. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, you know what? Before we get any farther, sound like Charlie from Always Sunny in Philly there for a second. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shark Drago, for the 200 subs. Congratulations. That means a lot to me. Yes, if anybody's checking this out new here, I've recently just crested over 200 subscribers. Absolutely mind-blowing. Ooh, just really crazy. And I'm very honored and appreciative of all the support. So that's actually what I'd like to do. So I'd also like to thank Shark Drago for, or welcome and thank him at the same time, or her. I apologize. So yes, my welcomes. Welcome Shark Drago. Welcome not Bill Cosby. That's a bit of a good name there. Welcome Mr. Shits. Welcome Roger Miller. Welcome Buddy Rich 63. Welcome Mike Isaac. Welcome China Drum 100. And welcome Mist. A welcome and thank you to the new family members on the Drum Nerd community. So welcome, and yeah, again, great stuff. We've crested over 200 here. I'm wicked chuffed and super excited. I can't wait to get in. As I keep saying all the time, I can't wait to get into my new house, get my electric drum kit as my Christmas gift to myself, and then actually bring you guys some proper content, some decent, better than that sounding stuff. That might not even sound good on a real drum kit, but I'm really keen to get in there and start practicing on a proper kit and giving you, the people, the Drum Nerd family, proper bits of content. So thank you for staying with me here and sticking this out. I know it's been a bit of a rough journey with all these pads, but this is the time that we're in. So we're going to crack on with some page 33, as is congruent with the other lessons on page 33. We're doing time on the ride cymbal as quarter notes, as the blues shuffle, and as the jazz spangalangalangalang. That's the technical term. And we're holding down 4 to the floor, feathering that bass drum on all quarter notes. And the left hand is what's taken the new ostinato. And today, much similar but different in a sense. Wonderful statement that. In the bar, on the 4th bar, we're shifting the 16th note. I'll zoom in real close. We're shifting the 16th note over to the end of 2, and then obviously you've got that downbeat on the 3. So last week it was the end of 1 and the 2. Now it's the end of 2 and the 3. And so, as always, we're going to start with the quarter note pulse and the, I guess the quarter note pulse on the bass drum is always going to be there. If anybody's interested in what was happening at the beginning there, some 6s and 9s, we can revisit that and actually break it down a bit later in this lesson at the end there. So we're going to get right into this wonderful groove. We're holding time right there. I would like to go into more detail, but I think those are for more in-depth videos. But really, I want to explore hand technique. So let me know how you feel about that, if that's a video you'd like to see or not, because I don't want to put everybody to sleep, right? So we're jumping in there. 1, 2, 3, go. One, a 3, 4, 1, a 3, 4, 1, a 3, 4, 1, a 3, 4, 1, a 3, 4. Hold that down. Right. So I know this isn't recorded, but when it is recorded, pause the video now if you're watching this after it's been recorded as a live stream. Go back, go through that. Unfortunately, I can't be playing this to a click track. I tried it last week, and the signal from my phone and my metronome interfered with the live stream, so it made it all jumbled. So we're going to go completely drum a cappella here. So we're shuffling now. Get that quarter note. This is feathered, so you are playing heel down, and it will take a little bit of practice there, in that you're going to feel a lot of pressure and soreness on the front end of your shin there, because you're waking up muscles that haven't been otherwise woken up, right? So just feathering that, it should be felt, not heard. Obviously, this rubber is not doing that justice, but it should be very quiet. Just kissing the head, letting that rebound come back. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. One, a 3, 4, 1, 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 a 3, 4. Again, same thing. This is in the future. Pause, go back, run it. We are now moving into the jazz. Now, obviously, this has gone quite quickly, but what we're going to do is break it back down and really get into the nuts and bolts of everything before exploring those 6s and 9s, if so desired. Let me know. Cool. Here we go. So, again, if you're not familiar with the jazz, it's really, this one will take the longest amount of time. Again, page 3 is this wonderful Swiss Army knife of all things drum. And so it helps with coordination, it helps with independence, it helps with unity, it helps with time, everything. But once you get the jazz pattern down, you really then can explore it a lot more comfortably. And the jazz pattern is not coming, actually, we'll break it down now before we recap it. So the jazz pattern on the ride cymbal is not a wrist-based action. There's a lot of people you'll see going with their wrist. That's obviously not the jazz pattern, but they'll be doing it from their wrist. And there's only so much you can get with that. You need to incorporate larger muscle groups, momentum, motion, obviously investigate molar technique, because that comes into it as a huge player in it. When I sat down and Bob wanted to know what was going on, I just jazzed it from my hand, from my wrist. Unequivocally, probably one of the most horrendous sounds you could imagine. Short of hearing foxes do the sex, that's probably the ugliest sound to come up, actually, is that wrist-based jazz pattern. You just don't get the articulation and the groove and the feel. You don't get the space that you need in between the notes. The notes, in my opinion, could almost be viewed as the second most important part of the actual pattern. The space in the middle is actually more important, because that's what gives the breathability. That's what gives the swung feel. So you're really looking at hitting that quarter note, and then you go into that blues shuffle, in a sense. You do have that driving quarter note. You really want that quarter note to drive through. And then you get that secondary bit. But that secondary quarter note that you're introducing obviously isn't a quarter note, but that needs to be just as heavy as the first one, with that little kiss on the upbeat there, bringing you back around into that. So on that second one, when you're in there and you've killed it in the water, you're really sticking your elbow out and lifting at the same time. So you're getting that additional note for free. So you're playing 2 notes, getting 3. 2 for the price of 3. That's a good bargain where I come from. So you're going in there, and we're going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Imagine there's a rope pulling at your elbow away from your body. And if you can say down, down, up, down, down, up, it'll help train your body and your mind to understand what it is you're doing, which is very important. How you doing, pianist? Welcome aboard. Glad you're here. Long-time fan, myself of him, rather. Not the other way around. I'm a long-time fan of pianist. He's been with me from the very beginning. Massive shout-out. Massive love. Thank you very much. So those down-ups are very important to this. So now we've broken down the down-up, 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 spang-a-lang-a-lang, which is totally the proper terminology for it. We're going to get in there, and we're going to hold down this jazz pattern. Again, the ostinato. Practice this separately. And this one, bar 4, sorry, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Too tired. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Right? So clap that with your sticks or hands. You can do this away from the drum kit, and you're looking at 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. So really counting that ostinato becomes ingrained. Get that muscle memory in there. 1. I'm waiting for my spag balls to cook, and I'm practicing something that I need to be working on, right? So do it whenever you can around the house, and that'll help get that muscle memory in there. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. One, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Coming back down to the blues. And to the chord note. Right, so we went up, we came back down. We went on a bit of a journey. We had some fun. We had some sad times. No, we didn't. We didn't have any sad times. It was all grandiose, wonderful moments. So that just about wraps up page 33, bar 4. Obviously, if you saw the beginning, there was a bit of that going on. There's a bit of rudiments. Ooh, there's that lovely sounding broken floor tom. Let's get a bit fluid around the kit. So we're just having a bit of 6-stroke. Whoa, fun! I apologize. I've had some caffeine and that got away from me. Things got a bit gray, a bit hazy, not quite sure what's happening. So that is just the 6-stroke roll. So there's nothing fancy to it except for what you allow to then make it fancy. So really simply put, you've got 2 diddles. Now there's 2 ways that you can approach this, and this is where you get into those kind of puritanical debates. But you can start this with an accent, and then you've got 2 groups of diddles. So you've got right if you're right-handed. Please flip this around if you're a lefty. But to start, you're going accent on the right, left, left, right, right, left. That is you. Those are your 6 notes. As you can tell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that makes 6 strokes. That accent gives you, or that accent, sorry, that 1 then comes back around to start the next roll. And so it depends where you put the accents. You can start at the diddles. Ugh. Not very good myself at that one. I've practiced lots more on the other side. We're all human. But you can start with the diddles, so it's almost outward coming in. You could, my preferred version, start. That's more of the stereotypical kind of, the gospel kind of chop there that you got. Now, the other bit that was happening at the beginning of all this was a 9, which would have just been another 3 strokes added, right? So you're going right there. Very basic, very simple. Right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right. That second right gives you the lead into the next version of it. So you can do 6s and 9s, and it'll end up just giving you a bit of a nice feel because you'll, well, I'll show you. And some 9s. Some 6. 9. 6, 9, 6. Oh, that was a 9, 9, 9, 9, 6, 6, 6, 6, 9. I'm sure my German neighbors just think I'm repeatedly screaming, no, 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 which I am, but not intentionally. So, yes, you've got your 6s, 9s, and those can go everywhere. Again, this all sounds the same. This all sounds incredibly dull because it's all the same sonic voice, but just try and turn your imagination. Too much coffee. Turn your imagination on, and you can hear them all over the place. And it's really quite a saucy bit to start a solo, even just to pick up into the bridge on a song, just to go right in there. Hold that down. Now, the other bit, again, because obviously there's loads of people asking, hey, what else can we do with the 6-stroke roll? And I'll tell you, but I got to keep something in my head so that I can give you guys more lessons in the future. But what I would say is you can add one of those diddles onto the foot. Now that, again, we'd have to take slow, but you would go, let's say we'll take the right-hand diddle. Let's take this guy and put him on the foot. So that would be, right? So that in itself is an entire canvas of possibilities. You've got so many different sonic approaches there that are going on. You could also take the left hand out and have that, the bass drum. You could do a whole different thing. You could even make one of the accents a bass note. So there are genuinely, with one rudiment, on six notes, you've got loads of different possibilities for fills, for even grooves. When you break it all down, fills can become grooves if there's a backbeat put in there. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do just by that. It's that simple. And all it takes is just taking your head out of the box a little bit and moving it about. You can take that 6-stroke and you can make it an 8-stroke. You know, you would just add a diddle at the end of those 2 diddles. So, I mean, right there, you've got loads of different possibilities, loads of different options. I know this is massively diverted away from the page 33, 4th measure. That again. See? Thought we forgot that. We didn't forget that. We never left it. Right. There's a whole host of things you could do with that. And I feel like I'm going to stop going with that right now, only out of the fact that when I get behind the kit, I'll just be able to do these other ideas a lot more justice, and they will be of a higher state and a higher standard. And I don't want to keep bashing out all these wonderful ideas on just these dingy little rubber pads. And so, not that this is drum related and not that this is so much exciting for you guys, no doubt, but I have had my mortgage broker be in touch, and they've said early time next week, this coming week, you'll have everything in place theoretically. So only saying that to give a heads up that I should be out relatively soon in the coming weeks. And then I can actually, grab this drum kit and present some wonderful content to you all. Thank you very much, pianiste. Thank you for that. It's probably about the only adult thing I've ever done and will ever do. But yes, that is when I will then be able to actually put out some content behind a proper sounding kit, more than, 6-stroke rolls on practice pads are great. That's wonderful. It's good for the mechanics, but it just doesn't sonically translate very well, but it is good for ideas, You can noodle. Another little bit of exciting stuff here, really. We're just going here. We're just totally off the cusp. We're just flying. Any questions you guys might have, or gals, throw it down in the chat box. We'll have a conversation. But if it's all right with you, there's a bit of a paradiddle idea that I've been kind of going through for a while. And so you just play in the simple paradiddle. And then just offset that bass drum quarter note pulse. Aha. Oh, that's a bit of a rub your head, pat your tummy kind of deal. You're just you're hitting the uhs. You're not hitting the downbeat. And that is, again, a bit of an independence, bit of a separation, coordination exercise that you could do. Obviously, you can hit all the downbeats. It's a pretty big mind screw there. But look, I've given out loads of different topics, so everybody here and their grandma should be practicing 6-stroke roll, 6-stroke roll with the additional 3, ergo the 9. Not the official 9-stroke roll, but that's a kind of different version of it, because obviously the 9-stroke has its own rudiment laid out. I've done a video on the channel. It's already there, 9-stroke roll. Check it out. But yes, you've got the 6 to work on, the 6 plus 3, which makes the 9, but that version of that rudiment to work on. You could take out one of the diddles and put it on the bass drum, sub it out for the bass drum. That's a bit of work to do. You could keep both diddles in the hand and add a diddle on the right foot on the bass drum, making it an 8-stroke roll. Again, unofficial rudiment, but that version of it. You've got the 3 different approaches to the 4th bar of page 33. Like, there is a hell of a lot of stuff to be working on here. And it's all fun, nerdy, delicious greatness, personally. But I think that is all I have time. I mean, I've got time for all of it. But if anybody else wants to weigh in now, anybody's got any questions, ideas, opinions, suggestions, you're more than welcome to throw it down in that comments section and we can have a chat. What are you doing for the weekend? What's your favorite drum track right now in terms of song? Because I know the Foo Fighters' new song, Shame came out, and that's a tasty old groove there. Who do you listen to drummer wise? Do you guys have any current favorite? Are you binging out on like a Tony Rooster Jr. or a Buddy Rich? Like, what's going on? Let me know. Because if not, we can close it here, and that's fine. I feel I've done my bit now. I'm keen to hear from you guys. So we'll just sit in paradiddle silence. Oh, somebody said something! Tame Impala has a new song called Borderline that has some sweet